and a commentator for 24 TV here in Istanbul. He joins me now in the studio. Hi. Thanks so much for coming in.
Good to be here.
Let me just get a general feeling from you.
Sure.
What exactly are your expectations for this meeting?
Two aspects of Brussels. One, EU, the other is NATO, and major issues. One, EU credibility. Since the July coup, the EU has serious credibility issues with Turkey. And there are other issues too, but the main overlying issue is the EU's credibility versus the coup attempt. Anywhere in the world, when there's a plot, when there's a coup, and when the plotters lose, which they did thanks to the Turkish people in the streets and their determination, you lose and the plotters get penalized. Now, EU in this issue is acting as a party to Turkish politics rather than a partner and an honest broker. Now, first, the EU needs to come down from its high chair and then gain some credibility. That's number one issue. The immediate issues are the immigration deal, the promises EU gave for the visa-free travel. In the bigger, larger terms, what is the EU doing with Turkish membership for 54 years? That's what President Erdogan asked for.
Okay, we've addressed some of the issues with the EU, but also at stake here are these meetings with NATO.
Sure.
How is Turkey actually feeling about NATO right now, given that...
Neglected.
Neglected. I don't mean that the support for, you know...
Absolutely. Disappointed.
The support for the YPG, that they see that the United States serves as a conduit for arming the YPG in Syria against Turkish interests. How is that going to be addressed, though? Can it be resolved?
YPG is actually a Turkish-US bilateral issue at this point. NATO is not involved, but NATO can and should have contributed by other means. And number one issue is there might be another Trump-Erdogan meeting, but they just met. But to follow up, it might be a good idea. Just to keep a line of contact, line of communication with President Trump is important at this point. So Turkey and US should talk more about what's going to happen and how it's going to happen. For the NATO overall, there's a US proposal that NATO should be more involved in anti-terror operations, especially in Syria. And we last heard France and Germany are against this, so they're trying to water down this whole deal. Turkey is very serious about alliance support against terrorism, and before President Trump, Turkey has been asking for this actually. It was Turkey's idea to get NATO more involved. So we are looking at the US side, Turkish demands, and French and the remaining NATO members' spineless attitudes.
Okay. Selim, unfortunately, we're going to have to leave it there.
Sure.
Thanks so much for joining us.